Belarus is an underrated gem in Eastern Europe, with a mix of historical sites, natural beauty, and Soviet-era architecture. Here are some top tourist attractions and places worth exploring. 1. Minsk, the capital city. Independence Square and Victory Square showcases grand Soviet architecture. Island of Tears, a poignant memorial to soldiers lost in the Soviet-Afghan War. 2. Mir Castle, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This 16th-century castle is a stunning mix of Gothic, Baroque, and Renaissance styles. It's located about 90 kilometers from Minsk. 3. Nezhviz Castle, another UNESCO site and former residence of the Radziwi family. The palace complex is surrounded by landscaped gardens and lakes. 4. Belovezhskaya Forest, a UNESCO World Heritage Natural Site shared with Poland. It's one of Europe's last primeval forests and home to the rare European bison. 5. Brest Fortress, a major World War II site known for its heroic defense in 1941. The museum and massive monument commemorates Soviet resistance. 6. Grodno, a charming city with a rich history and architecture, including the old and new castles, Koloza Church, and a vibrant cultural scene. 7. Polotsk, one of the oldest cities in Belarus, with landmarks like St. Sophia Cathedral and Episcopal Complex, tracing back to the 11th century. 8. Duduki Museum of Folk Crafts and Technologies, an interactive open-air museum where visitors can learn traditional Belarusian crafts, try local food, and see how rural life used to be. 9. Belovezhskaya Pushcha National Park, great for nature lovers, offers eco-tours, wildlife sightings, and a chance to visit Dead Moros, Belarusian Santa Claus residence. 10. Roslav Lakes National Park, a paradise for nature lovers with over 300 lakes, forest trails, and stunning views, ideal for hiking, birdwatching, and kayaking. 11. Lida Castle, a well-preserved medieval fortress built in the 14th century by the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. You can walk along the walls and enjoy medieval festivals in summer. 12. Cotton Memorial, a haunting yet moving memorial to the village of Cotton, destroyed by the Nazis during World War II. It's a powerful site reflecting Belarus's tragic war history. 13. Stalin Line Museum, an open-air military museum near Minsk, showcasing restored World War II bunkers, tanks, and military hardware. You can even try shooting from historic weapons. 14. Mogil, known for its laid-back vibe and rich history, it features attractions like Lenin Square, St. Nicholas Monastery, and the Astronomer, sculpture a local legend. 15. Gomel, a green city with scenic views over the Soj River, Gomel Palace and Park Ensemble, and many cultural institutions. 16. Vitebsk, the birthplace of artist Marc Chagall. Visit the Marc Chagall Museum, Art Center, and enjoy the Slaviansky Bazaar, a major music festival. 17. Zasl, a small town near Minsk filled with ancient ruins, churches, and an open-air ethnographic museum. It's perfect for a day trip. 18. Belarusian Folk Villages Agrotourism, spend time in a traditional countryside guesthouse, enjoying homemade food, saunas, banyas, and folk music. Places like Rakovo and Sula Estate offer immersive experiences. 9. Sula History Park, a living history complex with reenactments, horseback riding, medieval weapons displays, and noblemen's estate reconstructions. 20. Kosava Castle, Kosava Palace, of the Pozvalsky family, a neo-Gothic palace with mysterious ruins and restoration efforts underway. Located in western Belarus, it's also near the birthplace of Tadeusz Kościuszko, a national hero. 21. Vankovich House Minsk, a small museum dedicated to Belarusian romantic painter Valenty Vankovich, offering insights into early 19th century art and culture. 22. Ruzhany Palace, grand but partially ruined residence of the powerful Sapieha family. St. Francis Xavier Cathedral Grodno, a stunning Baroque church with an ornate interior, and one of the tallest towers in Belarus. 24. Berezinski Biosphere Reserve, a protected area with deep forests, rivers, and rare species like lynxes and bears. It offers eco-lodging, hiking trails, and guided nature tours. 25. Tower of Kamyanyuts White Tower, often mistaken for a castle. This 13th-century defensive tower in the town of Kamyanyuts is one of the oldest surviving stone structures in Belarus. 26. Zelva Reservoir, a peaceful lakeside destination for camping, fishing, and nature watching, ideal for a summer weekend retreat. 27. Slutsk Belts Museum, located in Slutsky, this museum honors the intricate art of weaving the famous Slutsky sashes, ornate belts once worn by nobility. 28. Lubcha Castle, a hidden Gothic-style castle under gradual restoration. Not touristy at all, great for those who love discovering forgotten historical sites. 29. Smorgon, known for its bear training school from the Grand Duchy era, and historical Orthodox churches unique and quirky. 30. Popular for beach resorts, spas, fishing, and hiking in the surrounding forests. 32. Girovici Monastery, a beautiful Orthodox monastery near Slanum, home to a miraculous icon of the Virgin Mary and a spiritual pilgrimage destination. 33. Slanum Synagogue, one of the oldest surviving synagogues in Belarus, reflecting the once thriving Jewish communities of the region. 34. Museum of Miniatures Strana Mini Minsk, a small but fascinating museum showcasing highly detailed mini-models of Belarus's most famous castles, churches, and monuments. 35. Svizlak in the Canal, Grodno region, a peaceful river town with access to a restored 19th-century canal system perfect for kayaking and exploring borderland nature. 36. Lake Svityaz Grodno region, known for its deep, clean waters and legends tied to local folklore, a serene spot for swimming and picnicking. 37. Mozyr, a hilltop town with a palace, quiet town squares, and lesser-known Soviet architecture from the Stalinist era. 39. Strakosy Open-Air Museum near Minsk, also known as the Museum of Folk Architecture and Rural Lifestyle. It's an open-air display of authentic Belarusian wooden homes, churches, and barns. 40. The Blue Lakes Grodno region, a group of crystal-clear lakes surrounded by pine forests, ideal for summer hiking, biking, and swimming. 41. Orsha, a historic city on the Dnieper River, known for its Jesuit Collegium, St. Ilya Church, and traditional crafts like wood carving and ceramics. 42. Tatrizk, a picturesque small town in the Gomel region, famous for its charming 19th-century architecture, restored city hall, and wooden houses with ornate carvings. 43. Loshitsa Estate Minsk, a peaceful park and mansion on the outskirts of Minsk, combining romantic ruins with elegant gardens and legends of ghostly residents. 44. Lepole Lake, nestled in the Vitebsk region, it's a quiet, family-friendly spot with sandy beaches, cycling paths, and camping areas. 45. Sankovichi Church, a unique fortified church near the Lithuanian border, blending religious function and military defense, very rare in this region. 46. Kozlova Gorda, an ancient pagan site with stone circles and old forest trails, believed by historic canal connecting the Dnieper and Bug rivers, offering peaceful boat rides and insights into 18th-century engineering. 48. Zilva, tranquil town with a pretty reservoir and great fishing. Local folklore events are sometimes held here. 49. Lyaskovichi Pripyatsky National Park, gateway to the Pripyatsky National Park, often called the Belarusian Amazon for its rich wetlands and floodplain forests. 50. Ratumka Lakes, just outside Minsk. This lake and surrounding village offer sailing, beach relaxation, and beautiful sunsets, great for locals and tourists alike. 51. Pruzhny Palace Complex, a beautiful blend of neo-Renaissance and neo-Gothic architecture in a quiet town. The palace is now a museum with strong Polish and Ukrainian cultural influences. Visit for its quaint churches and peaceful countryside atmosphere. 53. The Red Church of Saints Simon and Helena Minsk, a prominent landmark with a tragic history, known for its deep red bricks and location on Independence Square, often missed by fast-moving tourists. 54. Volkovysk Chalk Pits, Belarusia Moldavia, stunning turquoise waters and former chalk quarries, not officially a tourist site, but increasingly popular for adventurous photographers and swimmers. 55. The Cemetery of Honor in Lava, a serene and moving resting place for Polish soldiers and civilians, reflects the complex Polish Belarusian history. 56. Ivy, the Belarusian Jerusalem, known for its strong interfaith harmony. Catholic, Orthodox, Muslim, and Jewish communities have coexisted here for centuries. Visit its mosque, Catholic cathedral, and Jewish heritage sites. 57. Mstislavl, a forgotten gem in eastern Belarus with castle ruins, scenic hills, and a strong medieval legacy. The city runs an annual medieval festival with reenactments. 58. Belovezhskaya Castle ruins, very remote and barely restored, but a great destination for those interested in exploring untouched ruins and mystery. 59. Novogrudok Earth Fortifications, once the capital of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. You can walk around hilltop ruins, a museum to Adam, Mickiewicz, and medieval reconstructions. 60. Belarusian Railway Museum Brest, a huge outdoor museum filled with steam engines, wartime trains, and Soviet rail, nostalgia perfect for families and railway enthusiasts. Great for those seeking total silence and nature immersion. 62. Old Believers Villages Vetka and Gomel region. Visit traditional communities preserving unique religious practices, ancient book art, and handmade iconography. Vetka Museum of Old Believers is a hidden cultural gem. 63. Belovezhskaya Pushcha Mount Dzierżynsk, for the highest point in Belarus, although only 345 meters high. Sula Interactive History Park. Unlike a normal museum, this park lets you forge your own sword, ride medieval horses, and practice ancient crafts in an immersive environment. 65. Nice for a countryside half-day trip from Minsk. 66. Halapenichy, a quiet village surrounded by untouched forests and lakes. Perfect for traditional village stays and mushroom picking in autumn. 67. Locals love it for pure water and solitude. 68. Girvyati Church, near the Lithuanian border. This neo-Gothic masterpiece looks like it belongs in Western Europe. Tall, beautiful, and absolutely photogenic. 69. Miedel, a historic lakeside town surrounded by 4 big lakes, including Narach. Great for a lazy summer holiday, bike rides, and fishing. 7. Smalovichi and Lake Krupp, a historic town in the Mogilev region, surrounded by pine forests and rivers. It's ideal for rural reserved Orthodox churches, 19th century houses, an authentic Eastern Belarusian vibe with minimal tourist presence. 73. Loyal, a historic town on the Dnieper River, where Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine once clashed in major 17th century battles. It also has a peaceful riverside embankment. 74. Zhlobin, a modern industrial town with local museums and parks, especially nice in autumn, when the city's riverside area glows in yellow and gold. 75. Orky Train Disaster Memorial near Orsha, a haunting memorial in a small village where a major 19th century train crash occurred, making it a site of national mourning. 76. Korma, visit for its sleepy streets and a rare Old Believers wooden chapel, one of the most authentic remaining examples in Belarus. 77. Dumbrovka Locks Canal, a stunning hydraulic engineering site near the Polish border. Perfect for canal cruises and biking along the water. 78. Radin, a spiritual site for Jewish heritage travelers, former home of the famous Radin Yeshiva, an important Jewish religious school before World War II. 79. Osipovichi Reservoir, great for fishing, quiet boating, or a day in nature, a favorite with locals but almost never visited by tourists. 80. Shklov, this town has fascinating Soviet architecture, the unique Lenin monument on a horse, and a deeply authentic Belarusian small-town vibe. 81. Lintopai, a scenic village with an old Catholic church, a former Jesuit college, and charming ruins of an estate perfect for a peaceful photo walk. 80. Narach Village, not just the lake. Aside from Lake Narach itself, the nearby village features wooden houses, local art workshops, and the cozy Church of St. Andrew. 83. Druzha, located near the Latvian border. This tiny village has a fascinating multi-ethnic past with ruins of a Carmelite monastery, a former synagogue, and a beautiful riverside setting. 84. Racini, deep in the north, surrounded by lakes and forests. It's remote, wild, and ideal for off-grid hikers, cyclists, and kayak trips. 85. Morovanka Church, a rare example of a fortified Orthodox church 16th century, built with thick red walls combining military and religious architecture. 86. Stolen Region Southwest, Belarus, known for its Ukrainian Polesian folk culture. The villages here are full of unique dialects, handmade embroidery, and wooden architecture. 80. Ivianets, a quiet town with a castle-like Catholic church, colorful houses, and an annual ceramic festival highlighting local potters. 88. Rychita, one of the oldest towns in Belarus, on the Dnieper River, offers a gorgeous riverfront, historical churches, and quiet countryside walks. 89. Lake Belovezhskaya region. The White Lake is known for its mineral-rich water and stunning clarity, very calm and surrounded by forest, a true local secret. 90. Chervon, formerly Igman, a town with hidden war memorials, a pre-revolutionary Orthodox cathedral, and strong local legends. Near Minsk, yet almost never visited. 91. Bykov Mogilev region, a quiet riverside town with a 17th century synagogue, Bykov castle ruins, and a deep Jewish and Belarusian military history. 92. Dokshitsi, a town with peaceful small-town vibes, old cemeteries, and access to nearby lakes and forests. Excellent for quiet Brest town with a Baroque twin-towered Catholic church, Orthodox churches, and a famous cherry festival in summer. 94. Shumit, located between Vitebsk and Polotsk. Vitebsk suburbs like Luzhesno and Ruba, where you'll find Mark Chagall's dacha in Ruba, and lovely riverfront villages with pre-war architecture and timeless countryside lanes. 96. Belovezhskaya Pushcha, villages like Kamenyuki. Outside the forest entrance are tiny villages where you can stay in authentic wooden homes and learn traditional forestry crafts. 97. Town with battle sites from the Napoleonic Wars, Soviet history, and a few lovely Orthodox churches worth photographing. 100.